What's that injury list look like right now?
It's long. I can't remember it all. I got it written down here. Not a. The guys are going to be limited throughout the week that we won't know. Most of them probably till game time. We got DJ Jones, you got Lynch, Solomon, Dante Johnson, K1, Juice, Staley, and Fusco. I don't think we've done it officially yet, but I think we're going to plan on moving Tartt, Cole, Hikutini, and Gilliam. They should go to IR later today or possibly tomorrow. And guys who will for sure be out this week, Elijah Lee, Trent Taylor, and George Kittle.
What happened with Taylor? It was sort of an odd...
It was. Yeah. I haven't got to talk to him personally yet. He was complaining about some soreness in his ribs. He made a weird, not a weird cut, but an awkward cut. And you see it on tape. You can just see him reach for his ribs, and he fell and ended up breaking one. So, yeah.
I mean, is he able to play on that later in the season?
Yes, later in the season. Hoping to get him back after the bye week.
How did CJ come through?
He's sore, but he's okay. I know he's sore today. Hopefully he'll be better by Wednesday, but no serious injuries.
The Hikutini and Gilliam are both knees. Are those ACLs?
No, they're MCLs.
So, but it's long.
Yeah, it's not just MCL. There's other stuff in it.
Okay.
They're fairly bad MCLs, grade 3.
Kittle hurt his knee?
Kittle ankle. Yep.
And Dante Johnson?
Yeah, I believe his was a shoulder. I think we're gonna have to be careful with him. Put him in a blue jersey all week. Stay away from contact. I expect him to be good by the game, but he will be limited throughout the week.
I know we're talking a lot about ligaments and bones. Is there any common thread? I mean, is there any reason or anything you can put your finger on why all these injuries have happened?
I was kind of joking last week when I said you got to ask God, because we can guess, but no one knows for sure. I know we've been going for a while. We got to get through this week, and we'll have our bye week after that. I know our guys have been playing real hard. We've been playing some long games and battling some physical games, and injuries happen. I've never been a part of a team where it's been like this, but teams do have to deal with this type of stuff all the time, especially this type of year.
Do you feel facing 3 straight teams coming off bye weeks has been a contributing factor?
I don't know if that contributes to us getting hurt. I know it definitely is not easy.
Kittle was hurt early on when we were down. Did he say, hey, I want to play, and then obviously did you find that after the game, okay, this is...
I could tell watching him throughout the game that he was struggling. I know he went down with an ankle. We lost him for a little bit. It was the second play of the game. He had an explosive pass, got tackled. They rolled up on his ankle. They were afraid his fibula was broken, or his tibia, whichever one of those two that is. They were afraid it was broken, so they took him in for X-rays. They said if it wasn't broken, he was going to come try and spat it up. And in the next special teams series, we lost Cole, who was the guy who would replace him. And then later in that game, we lost Juice, and they all kind of play the same position in different ways. So, we didn't ask George to do that, but he said he could go, and he went out there, and he allowed us to function. And I earned a great deal of respect for him doing what he did.
Protection issues, CJ getting beat up, looking through 56 times. Obviously, the game scored. That's something to do with that, but in retrospect, as you look back, was that too much?
Well, if you would have told me after the game that we were in the 50s compared to 17s, I'd say how much did we get killed by? That's definitely not the goal going in. We want to be balanced always as our goal, and especially in a situation that we were in, I would even want to more. I don't just look at the number at the end and decide off that. I go watch how it all happens, how a game plays out. I know it was extremely unusual that we had 28 passes called and 4 2-minute drives. Never been a part of that before. I know we threw every single time in the fourth quarter. We went 3 and out on our first series, which was in the first, I think it was in the first 14-minute mark of the fourth quarter. We had a pass to Marquise over the middle on first down. We had a drop. We had a check down to Kittle on 2nd and 10 that we dropped, and then we missed the 3rd down. We got it back after that. That was 5.5 minutes. We got 3 more possessions after that, and we were in 2-minute all 3 of them. So you can add 28 passes there to 2-minute situations, which is, I didn't believe it when I saw that because that's a lot. But those were some of our longer drives, and we haven't been throwing every time. So I think that gets very skewed.
Well, this season, falling behind a lot. We throw about 40 passes a game, which is most of the NFL. I think you've led for all of 29 minutes. I mean, as you review your play calling, has it been too pass heavy, or again, is it something that you just outlined?
I think it's both. I definitely don't want to be up there with those things that you just said. I had someone tell me yesterday, I don't know if it's exactly true or not, but they said we've also only had the ball for 6 plays this year while having a lead. So that's hard for me to believe, but it's a situation I haven't been in. Not many people have, but I think that definitely adds to it. You're trying to win games, and usually when you do, you're trying to throw to get back into it. But, I definitely want to be more balanced. I want us to win a game, however we can do that. And the way we've been doing it hasn't been working. Hopefully we can find a game that we can get out to some early leads and protect that a little bit more. But I think it's a combination of all that stuff, not having the leads, struggling on 3rd down on both offense and defense. I think 3rd down dictates a lot how the game goes. That's usually where you throw. And when you can move the chains or get off the field on 3rd down, that's what allows you to run the ball. So I think a lot of things play into factor there.
I was just doing the math here really quickly. Will you guys even have 46 healthy players to suit up?
We're going to have to sign some guys. Yeah, we plan on signing some guys here over the next couple of days. I know they're working on it right now into tomorrow. So we're going to have to figure that out before Wednesday.
Etheridge's been getting hit a lot. If he goes out in the next game, would Garoppolo be your quarterback?
Yes.
I thought you were planning on waiting on him.
Well, there's 2 quarterbacks on our roster, so who else would you suggest?
Well, would you consider bringing in a 3rd quarterback as a bridge until Garoppolo's ready?
Who's that 3rd quarterback?
Someone on the practice squad or someone who's a free agent, maybe Matt Barkley?
Yeah, no, we feel Jimmy's about where they would be, especially them being not with us for the last few months. So you have to cut other players to do that, and we don't have that leeway right now just to cut a lot of other guys. Everybody's playing a role on our team right now with the injuries we have down. If you can't IR guys, you don't lose that spot. So we really don't have the room for that right now.
So you won't be looking at quarterbacks tomorrow?
No.
Coach, with Kendrick Bourne, he seemed to get his biggest opportunity so far. He made a couple catches. You mentioned yesterday that you're looking for, in this situation that everybody heard, potential depth for next year. Is he a guy that you could even see, given his height, his skill set, being kind of a central receiver moving forward?
That's what he's trying to show us. He's got an opportunity here. We kept him around because we know he has potential to play. And right now he's got an opportunity. He's playing out there a lot more with some of these injuries that'll continue to happen. Especially Pierre being out the rest of the year. Trent's going to take some time before he comes back. So guys like Bourne, guys like Bolden, maybe some guys that we sign here over the next day or so. Even tight ends that we got. Cole is getting opportunities. He came off practice squad 2 weeks ago. Was starting to play a lot for us. Unfortunately, he got hurt yesterday, so we're going to probably have to get someone else in here. But yeah, it's picking up for everyone across the board.
Does Bourne give you a different dimension just because he's the tallest in that receiving room, especially with Pierre out now?
Yes. I mean, you want your guys to have different attributes. You'd like some guys with speed. You'd like some quick guys who can separate, and you'd like big guys with good hands. You love to have different attributes for all your receivers. I feel like that's when offense is the best. It's the more when all your guys are the same, you become a little bit more one-dimensional with what you can do, and that's when you start to use running backs, tight ends to do different things.
Finally, Carlos was, I think, 11 targets, 9 catches. I know in the past your running backs have been very involved in the passing game. What exactly do you look for in a running back when you put him out in the pass pattern, and how does Carlos? How did he fit that yesterday? I
look for guys who can beat man coverage and guys who have the hands to catch it and get up the field after they do. Carlos can beat man coverage. He's had good hands. Yesterday, I thought Carlos had a very good game. He did some good stuff for us in the run game, did some very good stuff in the pass game, and I think he was probably our best player in both of those 2 facets. What's that? Yeah, we plan on it. I don't know if that's official yet, but yeah, that's what we're trying to do right now.
Who becomes your slot?
We're gonna have to do it by committee. We're gonna have to move a couple guys in there. moving a few guys around. No one has truly just owned that position like Trent has. Other guys are capable of doing it. Cole would have been a good guy to do there. Even using a tight end at that spot, losing him too. So we're just gonna have to adjust with the guys that we have.
Practice squad guy, Wick,
Mm-hmm.
seems to have good size. I mean, is he somebody that could come up and perhaps fill that role a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know about a slot receiver, more of a blocking tight end right now, but we're gonna anybody that we have on practice squad versus the options that are out there that are under contract with other teams, to people who are on other teams' practice squads. Those are your three choices at this time of the year.
There's kind of a cliche that you really learn about people when they're going through adversity. Is there anything you've learned about yourself this first season as a head coach, going through all these injuries and this losing streak, that maybe you didn't expect to learn coming in?
I feel like I've been through a lot of adversity in my career. I think I've been in some tough situations. I think I've learned a lot about myself over the last 10 years. I think that's what's put me in position to handle stuff like this. We're 0-9, and I promise you guys that is not a good feeling for me. And it's something that I don't accept. It's something that I'm not pleased with at all, and I'll never change until that changes. But I also do have perspective. I've been through a lot of things, and for that reason, I know I can handle stuff like this. I think I am battle tested. I know the guys at work are going to get the same person every day from me regardless, and I know I'm going to do the best I can, and I expect the same from our players. I know not everyone's been through stuff like this. I haven't been through this exactly. But I mean, everyone's had their different tough moments, and there's not a doubt in my mind we'll get through this. And it's when are you going to get through it? But that doesn't necessarily matter. It's when you get through it, are you going to be better from it or worse? And I know I'll be better, and I expect our team to be better.
The message that you've tried to impart on the team, just the fact that this is going to be a long process, and I'm looking for some people who can stick with it and be a part of the reconstruction.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this league's not for everyone. You need very talented people, first of all, in this league, but you also need very mentally strong people with high character and people who can handle stuff like this. I mean, I know, when you have the record that we do and things are going, I mean, everyone's looking for that magical answer. I mean, you got to play this person, you got to trade for this person, you got to do this, and I get all that and I expect all that, but I also know there isn't any magical answer. It is what it is right now. We got to go to work. We got to grind every day. Me, all the coaches, the personnel staff, and it's got to lead to the players. We can sit here and talk about all the stuff, but this time of year there is no secret thing. We got to go out there. We got to play better. We got to coach better. We got to focus on getting better, and that doesn't happen by talking or doing anything. That happens by going to work and getting better. And it takes mentally strong people, because right now you can sit there and look for every excuse in the world, and people will try to give it to you, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't. Your record is what it is at the end of the year, and you got to do everything you can fight to improve that and make sure that you're getting better, not worse. And I know we got a huge challenge ahead of us right now. I know it's gotten tougher with the injuries. That doesn't mean we can get better from it.
How often do you talk to Jed, and what's his message to you during this time?
Jed's been great. I think Jed and I talked a lot before I got here. Talked a lot since I've been here. We continue to talk a lot. I enjoy talking to Jed, someone you can be honest with. I don't really beat around the bush with him. I kind of told him direct how I feel about everything since the first day we met. And I think that's why we can get places together. We don't try to hide things from each other. We tell each other the situation. I think he knows what I'm expecting. I know what he's expecting. He's been great to me, very supportive. I wish, it's hard to, after each game, to look at the owners and say, we're sorry. Hey, I know we didn't do it again. That is very tough on me. I wish I could make this look better for him right now. And I know it isn't there right now, but I know it will be. And he's been great with that and understanding that too. And they've really let us do our job.
You talk to him after every game. Do you have a regularly scheduled?
I usually talk with him on Mondays, usually later today. Not always. Sometimes we're traveling back from the East and he has a different deal, but I always talk to him at some time in the week, usually on Mondays. Usually talk to him after games, really whenever we feel like it.
Why do you know things will be better? Why?
Because I believe in the people here. I believe in this organization. I believe in the resources we have to improve. people win in this league because you make good decisions, you're committed to winning, you spend money in free agency, you make the right decisions for the short term and the long term. You don't make things based off of perception just to get people off your back. You do things the right way, and that's by studying, making good football decisions, and making football decisions that are also based off of people and character. And you get talented people who can evaluate, and you guys discuss everything. No one keeps anything to themselves. You go through everything and you do what's right, and you try to make the right decisions. And I know I'm in a good organization that has good people in here. I know I'm in an organization that is committed to winning. I know we haven't here in a while. I'd love to change it right away, but I do believe we're in the process of changing it. I know the record doesn't show that, so actions are much stronger than my words. But I'm extremely confident we're going in the right direction, and we'll see that over time.
How did Reuben Foster look after watching the tape?
I was real pleased with Reuben. You know, it was his first game to get through. And I know he's been battling some injuries throughout this year, and I know he battled some yesterday, just some lingering effects. But to watch him get through the game, make some of the tackles that he made, I think you guys could see some of the potential that he has. You know, I think there's still a long way to go for him. I think he can take it to a whole nother level. But I think you guys saw flashes of the type of player he can be for us.
That play where Colbert came over the top and knocked away that pass, to me in the press box looked like a really nice play. I'm wondering if on film that was, you know, kind of a starter caliber play, since he's going to be forced into that role now.
Yeah, that's what you expect out of a middle third player. I mean, we play a lot of single safety in our scheme, and we put those corners on some islands, and if the pass rush doesn't get to there and they throw it down the field, you hope you got a guy who can go numbers to numbers, and he has the 40 time to do that. Lots of guys have not lots, but lots of guys in the NFL have the 40 time to do it, but also goes with instinct. So you got to be out there, you got to play, you got to learn how to track that ball, watch the quarterback, and that was a very good play that he made.
All right. You've been criticized some for your fourth down aggressiveness. You got blowback just before halftime because you punted 4th and 4 from the 48. What was the thinking?
The field goal was too far for us to attempt.
Okay, why not go for the 4th?
Because if you don't get it, then you're giving them 3 points right before the half. Yeah, I mean, what was it, 14-3 at halftime? We're starting with the ball in the third quarter, which we went down and scored, so it was 14-10. You know, I really wish we could have got a 5-yard completion on that play. That's what we were trying to go for and kick the field goal, but we were about 5 yards out of the range. If it was the end of the game, we would have attempted it. But you missed that field goal. They're right there at the 50, and they just need a couple plays to get a field goal themselves.